1 hour.
It's almost Clibbins' bedtime.
Yeah. You're waiting on the Tuckers to get here. That was half the battle.
I call the couch.
Usually is.
All right.
Say when.
It's when. This is a very special edition of the Built Different podcast. This is the Festivus edition, our first Festivus with the Built Different podcast. I want to introduce everybody to my far right, Clibbins,
I hate all you people.
old man, otherwise known as Jason Owens or J.O.
Oh, you said Jason. That's
Another
my mom calls me.
Another first-time podcaster, gets talked about a lot, but we finally convinced her to come on. My wife, Tori. We got Steve. If you call up to Tucker Speed, most likely Steve's going to be the one who answers the phone. And another first-timer, our main man in the back, Fred. I'm glad you joined us, Fred.
Yeah, finally.
Kind of popped your
I had to hide
podcast
out.
cherry here.
I was the secret shopper at Harley.
Festivus. We can finally let everybody know that you work here. We can finally put you on the payroll.
Yep.
Secret shopper.
But this is the Festivus episode. Festivus was invented by a great, great man, Frank Costanza. It all started with a fight. Frank was fighting over a doll for his son, and he needed to create a new holiday. And Festivus, for the rest of us, is what he came up with, and it's what we believe in here at Tucker Speed. So we've got our beautiful piece of polished exhaust tubing here, our Festivus pole, as it gleams in the lights here. It's beautiful. I love it.
So nice.
We didn't find it just in the scrap bin 3 minutes ago. But let's begin, as Festivus does, with the airing of grievances. Now, I've got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're all going to hear about it.
Oh, boy.
So I'm going to jump in right off the bat with some of my internal grievances, meaning my problems with you guys, first. Anybody got anything to say here?
Just waiting. Waiting to get
You
whipped.
just wait, Fred. Yours is coming.
Waiting to get whipped.
Yours is coming, Fred. So let's just start with Fred. You know, as much as I love Fred, as I'm sitting back there in my work bay, and I'm just sitting there working, minding my own business, and all of a sudden Fred's talking, and I look over, I stop working, and I look over. I'm like, what are you talking about, Fred? But wait. Fred's not talking to me. Fred's just talking to himself. He's just talking to a motorcycle.
He does, man.
So he's interrupting my day all day long because I think he's talking to me, and no, he's just talking to himself. So then on the flip side, I got Steve.
Here we go.
Here we go, Steve. Every time I talk to Steve, I'll be having a full-on conversation with Steve, and then I realize he didn't hear a thing I said. Steve's deaf. And I've had full-on conversations with him, and he didn't hear a word I say. So, love you, Steve.
What?
Exactly.
His phone ear works.
I think it's selective hearing.
Listen and write.
It's funny. He gets that phone and just dives down.
That's the problem. He has to hold the phone with his right hand, and he has to write with his right hand, so he's got trouble.
J.O.
There's no issues here. There's no issues.
Oh, J.O., I had to just... I only had to pick one.
His notes say "see attached." There's another page.
No,
I had to just pick one, Jay.
no. Yeah, there's only probably not even one.
And here it is, Jay. Every night, I'm usually the last one out the door. Okay, yeah, go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it.
Because it takes you like an hour to get prepped to walk out the door now with that one leg you got, which is
Anyways,
this is T.
this is my internal grievance, not yours.
We're supposed to be talking about that.
I get all locked up. I get all my stuff rounded up. I set the alarm. I lock the front door, and I round the building, and I check the van. And the van didn't get locked today, Somebody didn't lock it every night without fail.
We got a new one though. Butler.
Yeah,
he's-
Steve
he
did
is
do it
taking-
once last week.
He's taking
But-
the
Really gonna throw
the top
stones
spot.
like that?
Yeah. I got to defend myself.
But Steve has not taken the crown. It's still yours.
And I think I probably got a few more with that van. That van's just giving me the gun.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
All you got to do is when you get out of the van, you shut the door and then you hit the lock button.
The trailer door doesn't have a lock button though, man. That thing's come undone on me a few times.
Yeah, that was on my list too. I just
I
had to
don't
pick
think
one.
it came undone. I don't think you've ever shut it.
Yeah,
Just drove down Washington with it.
And then one of my last ones is with Jordan. Now, I got a lot of grievances with Jordan. But he's always sticking a camera in my face and making me do these damn videos. And I just can't stand it. Like, I'm just a motorcycle mechanic, Jordan. Don't be hiding behind that camera over there.
It's cricket.
Acting like
YouTube star.
Yeah, don't
Talking
act like
about-
you're busy right now, because you know what I'm talking about. And then, last but not least, my wife Tori.
This is recording, right?
So for everybody out there listening, I know all of you have tried to hide purchases from your wife. You know, you're buying this for the motorcycle, you're buying this or that. Try that when you work at a motorcycle shop and your wife works there too, and she's the one making all the credit card payments. I can't slip anything past her. So please, stay out of my business, huh? Just stay out. All right, we're gonna jump in. Let's start with Jay. Come on, Jay, hit me with
On
something.
what? On an internal grievance?
Whatever you want to do. Let's just dive into them.
Well, if we're doing the theme of internals, I will say working Saturdays is
Oh, here we go.
is one of my least favorite things.
You
here
Air
at the
Force
shop.
boys are soft.
Well, yeah, man.
I mean, even the Marine thinks so.
Yeah, I mean, we normally got our 5-star hotels. We're doing Monday through Friday. It's not
Monday
even
through
24
Friday with
Yeah.
Wednesday and Thursday and Friday off.
Well, we normally get at least a three-day weekend every weekend. So yeah, I mean that's all I'm asking for here is can we get a 3-day? Can we work 4 10s? Their T, come on.
No, I like 512s. Is more my style.
I thought it was 7-12s.
That's how you get the most done.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be one of my internal, I would say. But I don't know if that's really shop. It's probably more par for the.
It's
for the
definitely
motorcycle.
industry standard.
Industry standard. So, you guys kind of got me off because you didn't tell us to do internal grievances, or am I the only one that missed that memo?
No, I didn't get it either.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I think the communication around this place is another grievance of mine.
Y'all need to speak louder.
All right.
Yeah, that was.
That's all you got?
Yeah, for now. As far as
For
the
now.
internal.
Okay. Tor?
I mean, if we're talking shop grievances, I mean, considering I'm HR, I got to be super careful about what I say. I mean, if you're talking about not working Saturdays, I mean, I'd like to be looking at like 2
you,
days a week.
You can't piggyback off of his grievance. That's not allowed in Festivus.
I don't see the rules for Festivus.
I mean, Harris should have plenty because you are an outsider type deal. Because I mean, this is your dream job, right?
Yes, yes, very much so. It's my
So
dream job.
I guess that's why she has 0 grievances, man. She just happened to fall right into this one, huh?
So what else you got besides piggybacking off of the Saturdays?
I mean, probably Jordan. Jordan's always got a comment. Jordan's super hard to please. And Jordan is always hungry.
That ain't no joke.
That is
Jordan
true.
walks in at 8:55 every day, and at 9:10 is standing at the fridge talking about how hungry he is.
And he doesn't like breakfast food.
He doesn't like chocolate.
Who doesn't like chocolate? Come on.
Jordy.
Aliens?
That definitely is questionable. All right. We'll jump across the table here. Steve, hit me with something.
I'll start with these two old timers, Fred and J.O.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
I ask him a question, whether Fred's working on the bike or J.O.'s at the computer or working on a bike or at the dyno, and all I get is a half-cocked head turn, and they pull their damn glasses down and look at me over their glasses like I'm talking to an angry grandpa.
Jay, show them what that looks like.
No, you got to pull them things down lower.
No, I normally, it's normally like this. It's kind of like, just wait, you guys, it's coming.
there's Fred.
It's coming.
Yep, that one.
It's coming.
Huh?
Go ahead.
And I can't hear either.
Maybe for Tony,
Oh, no, here we
I
go.
like it.
hobbling up and down the little shaky stairs we have at the loft over there to go pull down a box, when we all know you ain't going to be walking up and down stairs with a leg like that.
There's nothing wrong
Kind of
with this
stresses
leg.
me out throughout the day. I drink enough coffee as it is. Just keep that in mind.
That's another grievance.
Yeah.
How much coffee we're going through nowadays.
Seriously. Well, it's wintertime.
It's a good thing.
It's freezing in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
That's all I got.
let's not talk about the heat bill.
Oh, yeah.
There was a rule on the heat bill.
What's the rule?
The rule was we had to at least have one major project in to pay for that, pay for the heat bill.
For the heat bill.
It hasn't come yet. So
there's
just
no
layer
heat.
up, layer up.
No heat without work.
Yep.
All right. Fred, any internal grievances here?
I can't say I have any internal grievances.
Oh, come on,
it's
Fred.
It's a pretty happy place.
This is
I
Just
mean,
because I sign your check doesn't mean you can't just lay him out there.
yeah, I know you got plenty of grievances with Tori.
I can't think of one. Except,
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's hear about this, Fred.
what?
Jordan just threw you under the bus.
Wait, what'd you say?
That was the only job where you didn't get free shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah. That is correct. Usually there's a problem if they can't give you the shirt that promotes their business.
Oh yeah, there's a problem. Let me talk about that problem. So what Jordan said, for all you listeners out there, is that Fred has a grievance that this is the first job he's ever worked at. They didn't provide him with work shirts. Is this true, Fred?
This is true. I had to buy a whole bunch, but I do like the logos. They're cool, and the quality's nice.
I mean,
Well,
it's
that's
easy.
good.
It's
That's-
easy to
yeah.
get it's easy to get work shirts for free.
But
It's easy.
we might
Yeah.
have that on deck. We might have some work
Oh,
shirts.
you-
No,
you-
let Jason
that's
tell you.
another-
Let
yeah.
JO tell you his method for
That's
getting
another
free
grievance
shirts.
of mine. Come on,
you
Owens.
can straight get them for free and throw thrown in your face.
Really?
And yeah. Just
How do you
show-
do that?
Oh, I tried that. They didn't do it.
I know you. That's what.
I
That's
didn't.
what kind of that
His
ticked me
was
off a little bit.
His was worse than
It was.
JO's.
It was. I mean, I was rolling. I was down.
Okay, so let's hear the story, Owens.
All right.
Let's hear the story,
So
Owens.
there I was, minding my own business. They're in Sturgis, old Sturgy.
Okay, we were in Sturgis. Where
Yeah.
where were we and what were we doing?
Well, we were doing a little man in a tent.
So
You
we
know,
were working.
We were working.
We were working.
We were
running
slinging.
a booth.
And I don't
on
think
Main Street, Sturgis.
I don't think I was officially on the clock yet, as far as paycheck either. I wasn't. I was
Did you
doing
pay
a
for any
little.
Just hang
gas?
around?
Did you pay for any gas to get there?
I paid for my gas.
Oh yeah, you rode.
'Cause I rode,
I don't
yeah.
have that to hang over your head.
So yeah, so what I did, you kind of look around, and a lot of the independent shops, man, they were running everybody else's T-shirts, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and run another independent. And so I had a Ram. I showed up to work on duty with a Ramjet shirt, and all of a sudden, Tony's like, "Hey, Jo, what size are you?" I was like, "I'm a large," and all of a sudden,
Like, oh, he's gonna go buy me a nice shirt.
I was like, oh yeah, and all of a sudden I turn around and boom, put this on. I had a Tucker Speed shirt just smacked me right in my face, and he, T, of course, in T
I
fashion,
mean,
just turned
don't
around.
get me
and walked
wrong.
away.
I mean, I love the boys at Ramjet, but I guarantee the Ramjet boys were running a booth. They wouldn't be wearing a Tucker Speed shirt.
Man, I wish I just can't defend that one. You're probably right. They probably had some.
I'm always right, Owens. You need to figure one thing out. I'm always right.
Internal grievances. Tony always thinks he's right.
So then Fred, now fast forward, I no kidding. Fred is new. He's new. And he shows up with a Golden Spike t-shirt on. And because Tony, he loves Golden Spike. That's his previous employer at one point, but and nothing. Just straight crickets. And Tony didn't even make one comment.
Fred was
man.
too new. I needed to figure out Fred before I could throw a T-shirt in his face.
J.O. and I were scared for Fred's
I know, I was
life.
like, oh,
We were
I was
like,
like,
somebody's got to
I had
tell
no
him.
idea.
Fred is gonna get it.
Had no idea.
Oh man.
Now if you do it, Fred,
You'll get a free shirt out of
you
it.
better wear a helmet because it's coming at your head. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, it was. That was classic, man.
So let's jump into some airing of grievances about the motorcycle industry. I think, does anybody want to jump in and go first? Steve?
I only have one.
Okay, let's hear it.
I mean, I'm obviously a little bit, like, I'm not as deep in the industry as everybody else. Like, as much as I love this place, like, I'm not this major Harley enthusiast. I'm not,
I feel like you are. You just haven't come out of the closet yet.
okay, you keep hoping for that. But I think my big thing, especially after being at the shop, is just typically it's the men in the industry coming in and really questioning. And again, I don't claim to be a master tech. I don't claim to be, but questioning me on everything, and even some of the simple things like how many quarts of oil does this specific bike need, or think because I'm a girl, there's been plenty times where I'll give them an answer and they'll, say, well, can you just go double check with Tony? And it drives me absolutely crazy.
Right.
But that's it.
I think it's awesome.
Did they question me?
No.
Oh.
That you know more than they do.
Yes, she does.
Yep.
Tori does.
Well, no, and the worst one is when they come in and they're saying, like, I need oil for an oil change. And I'll ask, are you doing all three or just the engine oil? And they'll laugh and they're like, like, just oil for my bike. And I'm like, I laugh right back, like, engine, primary transmission, just you know what I mean? So I think that's my main
That's a good one.
grievance.
I think it's awesome.
That's a good one.
Especially because, you started working at the shop, around 2018-ish?
Yeah, full time, probably 2018.
I mean, and at that point, you knew zero about anything.
About motorcycles.
About motorcycles.
I mean, Jordan even was like, Jordan's eyes got all big.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's awesome that, I know this is airing of grievances, but I'm just trying to give you a compliment on tape so that we can refer back to it at any point in case I say something that I shouldn't later on down the road. But I do think it's awesome that, these guys come in and, you probably know more about their motorcycle than they do. So.
Well, and it's been fun because there's a few customers that are regulars that, over the years will trust me when they come in and, I need a primary gasket, and I can ask them which one and walk back up, and they don't have to question anymore. Say, are you sure this is the right one? Because I used to get that a lot, but so it's nice when some of them come around, but it's still kind of fun to mess with the ones that question it.
I would just want to see you one day just really school somebody.
I think we need to where I can
just-
wear some sort of headphone where you're just spitting stuff out to me that would
That'd be
just
good.
blow their mind.
That'd be good. All right. How about you, Jay? You got any more?
Grievances?
Not
Industry.
internal, but just any with the industry. Let's talk about the motorcycle
I
industry.
think one thing that drives me nuts with the industry, especially when we go to bike shows or a rally or even any event, is every guy rolling up is wearing a Dixon. I mean,
Is that a problem with Dixon or
No, I mean,
all the guys wearing it?
no, I love the flannel. It's probably one of the best.
How many do you own?
He just wants to wear his Dixon, but
I've
when
got it,
everyone
yeah.
else is wearing theirs,
Yeah.
he's got some sort of individuality he needs to hang on to.
I mean, there's just no. It's one of those definitely not a problem with the Dixon. It's just, but when you roll up, everybody's got a Dixon on. I mean, I don't know, man.
Well,
It's
at
just
least
kinda-
the affliction phase has phased
Yeah,
out a
it's
little
a
bit,
fine
right?
point.
You still wear Affliction.
I've never even had one.
Ed Hardy.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Fred hasn't worn the snap jeans yet, or the bedazzled.
The
bedazzled
No.
jeans.
Those are for the weekends
No.
only.
Is that-
Those are his
I can't
weekend
let that
pants.
show. I gotta keep that quiet.
How about you guys? Problems with grievances with the motorcycle industry? Steve, you're fairly fresh into it.
Fairly.
How long? You've been in the industry for how long?
Since 20 and 21.
Okay, so
21
yeah,
on a daily basis as far as
compared
working.
to old man Fred over here,
Yeah.
you're a baby in this
I
industry.
mean, how did you guys change wagon wheels when they would come in? Did you have to actually make it?
Putting new steels on wagon wheels.
Yeah, I've always been curious about that.
Fred had his pedal bike,
But
They taught me how.
just
They
motorized.
taught me how back in the.
But let's hear it,
when
Steve.
they
What do you
make
got?
dirt.
gotta keep
I know you got a list. I heard you was getting
He's got
bored.
a legal
list.
pad.
He
He's
just
got the
won't turn it
legal
over.
pad.
fired up, had a little extra coffee, trying to not get us all in trouble here. So I guess my main grievance with the motorcycle industry, aside from people and some of the personalities that they tend to purchase at a dealership, would be the motor company itself and how they go about selling Harley parts and what they need to do in order to sell bikes. Now, we as an aftermarket shop, and I don't know if it's this way across the whole country or if it was just localized here with our good friends down the street at Golden Spike, but we have had to jump through so many hoops to get customers reliable Harley parts that we know are the best part for that bike. And it has been frustrating on our end and the riders' end, and more so for the riders we're all Harley fans. We all like Harleys. And, on top of that, we live in a state where we only get to ride, a little more than half of the year. And so when we have customers come into our shop and we need Harley parts, it's putting them out of riding time, and it makes them angry at the motor company. And we have to be the middleman and sit and explain why, and they're like, why won't they sell you parts? And we have to answer an array of questions about them, maybe losing a little trust with them. They think that we're maybe blowing them off because we're not able to, spit out a Harley part that's necessary for their bike. And it's very frustrating. It would be nice if corporate Harley would just step up and direct their dealerships to, no beef, sell your parts to the aftermarket shops. You don't have to give us a discount. It'd be nice to have some kind of buffer there. But at the same time, like, we're going to buy a lot of parts. You're going to make money on them. Like, what is the problem? Get us the parts that we need. It's for the riders. It's not for us. And I've worked at a dealership and I've worked at aftermarket shops. And in the summertime, everybody is booked out a month and a half to 2 months. And the people just want to get out and be able to ride their motorcycle in the few sunny months that we have here. And that is one extra hang-up that us and a lot of other aftermarket shops have to deal with on a daily basis. And that's probably my biggest grievance with the motorcycle industry.
I think, unfortunately, that problem specifically is, it isn't every aftermarket shop in the country. I think it's one that we deal with in our area because of our local dealerships.
I think it's tough because with all of our traveling, we've seen other dealerships and how well they work with their local shops. So it's even more frustrating to see there are, dealerships out there that are willing to and want to work and support the independent shop. So I think it makes it sting even more to see that it is happening in other areas.
Yeah, that is a huge one. Steve, I got to agree with you on that one. I mean, it's,
Probably where technology has changed slightly, right?
Yeah, I mean, do you have that?
yeah, things are changing, hopefully for the better, but we'll see. I think that, like, on your point, when that situation arises with a customer, they get upset with us, right? And I think that's the hardest part, is that we're trying our damnedest to take care of our customer in the best way possible. And because we can't get the best part, or maybe the only part available for whatever it is they need, at the end of the day, the customer just doesn't have his motorcycle back.
Right. Yeah.
And his motorcycle is in our shop. And even though our hands are tied with it, they put a little bit of that blame on us. And that's the most, it's like, it's something that you can't control it. And that's the most difficult part.
Yeah, everybody here rides. Like, we all understand going one day without your bike, let alone a weekend or a week. The first thing we want to do is get you your bike back for multiple reasons. But yeah, that's been pretty frustrating.
And you're the front line here in the shop. I mean, you're doing 90% of the communicating with the customers. So when the customer's upset, you're the one hearing it.
At least that's a legitimate reason to be upset on a customer's behalf. There are a lot of other circumstances with customers and the way that they conduct themselves, and the slightly insulting way, like Tori had mentioned, where they will question her knowledge on whatever questions they have, and she's been around for all of it. She knows what they're going to need, or she knows how to find it right away if she doesn't know what it is off the top of her head. And grievances with customers is more so just act right, man. You are not the first person to ride a Harley that's come into this shop. You're not going to be the last. I don't care how many get back whips you have or, how much Harley leather you have on. Like, just act right, man. Everybody at every shop is going to do everything they can to get you set up in the best way possible. If you have questions, just ask them. Nobody's trying to get one over on anyone. And so I understand and appreciate when a customer wants to know, what's this part? Why am I being charged for this? I get that. And it's nice to be able to explain it. But when you do explain it and they're still pressing, it starts to make you feel like they're just trying to get any amount of money off of their bill as possible. And so next time you feel like, if you're thinking that you've been overcharged, or if you're just trying to get stuff for a little bit less, just go one time to a dealership and see what the difference in cost is going to be.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That'll answer their question real quick, whether they're being taken advantage of or not.
Yes.
So it's a great grievance. I think it's probably not even motorcycle industry specific. I bet you that a lot of people feel that way, whether they're restaurant workers, fast food workers, automotive, whatever. But
yeah, and it's a small world here. Those of us that ride, we're all going to run into each other at different groups, or even just riding around town. And I think it goes a long way when you are a good customer.
Do you think those same customers are doing the same thing at the dealership, or do you think that they feel different, or feel like there's a little bit more sense of entitlement? Or just
based off of experience, I think there's a much more sense of entitlement at a dealership, because it is a completely different environment. Customers can throw a fit, and then a lot of times they'll get what they want, even if it's not justified, just because reviews and things that people say really matter to companies like somebody who's running a dealership. Here, it's not bad. It's frustrating when the customer is not engaging in a logical conversation. When you're talking about parts and builds, and when they keep repeating the same thing, and it's obvious that they're just trying to get any reduction in price as possible. In the meantime, I'm sitting here thinking, like, we've already discounted this and this just naturally, because that's the kind of shop that we are. Like, we probably get more satisfaction out of sending people out of here, happy, and listening to their bikes go, and just being able to solve something that maybe another shop or a dealership couldn't figure out. And so those same customers will badmouth another shop or a dealership, and I'm used to hearing that. At the dealership, I'd hear customers badmouth aftermarket shops. Here, I hear them badmouth dealerships and other aftermarket shops. And I'll tell you what, my first inclination is not to believe what you're saying.
For sure.
When it's that circumstance.
There's just certain people that will never be happy, right? Like, they just have to find something to be unhappy about. And you could bend over backwards, go the extra mile, and they're still going to find something to not be happy about.
Yeah.
But that's just people, right? That's not even a motorcycle industry problem, really. It's
a good point.
I think we're lucky.
It is because we deal with it every day here. But
I just think that percentage for us is pretty small. Like, I feel like we're super lucky in that sense that
we have
I'd
awesome,
say easy.
yeah.
95% of our customers are super rad.
Yep.
Like, some of the best people. And then that 5% are probably, like you said, those same people that are that way in every aspect of their lives. And there's nothing we're going to do to change that.
Yeah, that guy's going to complain about what you charged him today on his motorcycle. And then he's going to go to eat tonight, and he's going to complain how terrible his steak tastes.
Yeah.
And want it for free because it was overcooked.
Same guy.
Same guy. So that's just a people problem, I think. And the thing is
And
we all deal with it.
and that sucks. That's part of retail. Like it's gonna be like that.
It is.
Chances are, like if he's bad mouthing another shop and he comes in here, he's doing the same thing somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and the thing is that we've gotten to know and have good relationships with a lot of the shops in our area. And it's like, if someone comes in here bad mouthing shop A, I can call down to shop A and be like, hey, I just heard this guy came in and he said this, this, and this about you. And then they gave me their side of the story. And I said, okay, I know who we're dealing with now.
Right.
Yeah, nothing's going to change the work that we perform or how,
No.
how well we do or how well we're going to treat you regardless. But like you said,
It's a small world. So
Yep.
you start going around bashing shops, people are going to find out.
Yep.
So, all right, Fred, you're up, Fred.
One of mine is like I graduated MMI in 1993, so I've been around a minute. And
Oh, I got one for you. Let me interrupt you.
I've been like listening to people. Like we had a couple guys working here before, and I talked to them. I asked them about what they learned in school. And they're like, they wouldn't even let us take bikes apart in school, or like they didn't teach us this, or they wouldn't even let us look at this stuff. I'm like, how are you supposed to learn if you're not hands-on with this stuff? And the school you pay all this money to go to learn to get in an industry, they don't teach you this stuff. And then they come out and they expect to go to work and start working on bikes, but they never done any of this stuff. Like they're completely green, like they just came out of McDonald's. It's weird. I don't understand.
Well, you said you graduated what, 94?
93?
93? I graduated there in 06. I think it was changing.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, it was a changing. I saw changes in it, where MMI didn't really care about your education,
Right.
as much as they cared about how many people they pumped through
Yeah.
the front door and out the back door.
Yep.
I mean, Steve, you were there the most recently.
Yep. COVID.
In
I was
20?
there in 2020 was
Man,
the
that would
majority
have
of the
been
time
rough,
I spent there.
being
And
there
it
in
was a
COVID.
trip.
Well, it was wild. We drove past MMI this weekend while we were in Phoenix, and it's all fenced off, and there's
The old
weeds in the,
MM
weeds in the
Yeah, the
parking
old
lot.
one.
Like it's
The-
completely empty.
So when you were there, Steve, I just have a question because I just drove past it yesterday. I just landed from Phoenix this morning, and I drove by where I went to school. Where did you go to?
That same one on Deer Valley.
Yeah.
Right down the street
That's
from
where you were
Trask.
at?
Yep, it was still there.
Okay.
That they all moved down to that UTI campus in
Yeah, they-
Avondale.
And that's where you were at, right, Fred? Is the campus up
35th of
north?
Deer Valley or whatever it is.
Yeah. Pull that mic into you, Fred. There you go. But yeah, it was weird. We drove by it. I just wanted to drive by just to see it. Like, because I was up in that area. I was driving down Deer Valley anyways to go down to Trask. And we drove by it, and sure enough, it was like fenced up and
Really?
taken over. I mean, it looked like
So they moved down to where? Avondale?
Yep.
Avondale out to the UTI campus.
107th and whatever.
out there.
Way out there, yeah. So, but yeah, I think that, your grievance with schooling, like I've hired a couple of guys fresh out of MMI, and I mean, you would hope that those guys, I say guys, but I would almost say kids,
Would know what an inspection gasket is.
would be able to perform an engine oil change.
At least know where the drain plug is, right?
Right. And not so much. You know
That's
what I mean?
what I'm saying. Like how do they charge you all that money? Like it was 10 grand when I went. I'm sure it's like
It's in the
3-4
30s now.
times that
It's
now.
30 something now.
Yeah. And you can't even find the drain plug?
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sickening, and that's another grievance of mine. I mean, I just thought of it. Is guys getting into this industry? Like for me, like one of my biggest grievances in this industry is finding talented, skilled guys. Like they just don't exist anymore. I mean,
wanna
don't
do
get me
the work.
wrong. I got
We got
3,
most of them here.
and then I got Jordan.
Oh. He's got other skills.
He's got skills.
He's good enough. He's smart enough, and doggone it, people like him.
But no, finding motorcycle mechanics and specifically Harley mechanics,
Yep.
it just doesn't happen anymore. Like, and I don't know what happened during COVID in 2020, But I used to put out a job posting, for a mechanic, and I would at least I would get flooded with 20 applications or resumes, but they didn't have any experience. It was always like, oh man, I would love to come in and you could just train me on the job. This would be the dream job. It's like, yeah, but that's not really how it works. I need you to come in and work. I don't need you to come in and I need to teach you. But I don't even get that anymore. Like I put a job posting out there today, and it's just crickets. There's not even the guys that dream about it anymore. And I don't know what changed, but guys just don't want to.
I feel like it's just the work ethic nowadays. Like
And working, using
they
your
just
hands.
expect the money for free or whatever.
I mean, kids they just think they can get a job, but they don't actually have to work for their paycheck. They don't have to earn it, or they don't have to work hard, or
Right.
they can. Yeah, or they can just sit in the back and play on the computer all day.
Drink beer in the corner.
That's everybody's dream
We
job.
all know that guy.
Yep.
No, I mean it. The thing is at some point, me and Tori had a long conversation just 2 nights ago over dinner about that. Like, there's a lack of skilled labor
Like in the trade.
in the trade industry
Absolutely.
in our country
Almost the
right
whole
now.
trade industry.
Whether it's
Welders,
construction,
plumbers, everything.
all of
Yeah.
it. And part of the problem is if you were coming out of high school right now, you can go be a welder, or you can go be a construction worker, or concrete guy, or plumber, or whatever.
Yep.
And walking into that, you're going to make what, $14-15 an hour? I mean, you can go work at In-N-Out for $20 an hour,
Right.
or you can go and get some sort of degree in marketing, graphic design, podcast, whatever.
What else is on his business
I don't know,
card?
what else does he do around here?
And then still end up working construction.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. At some point, I think all these trade labor jobs, like the pay has to come back around, and these kids coming out of school will have to, the guys that, or the kids that want to come out of school and they don't want a desk job, they don't want a white collar job, they'll have the option of going and doing something else and making enough money to, even survive. Because I don't think right now those kids, if you go be a construction worker, a ditch digger, or
They're
whatever
afraid
it
of
is.
the blue collar.
I mean, I think that's the thing is a lot of them are afraid, but I think also part of it is that they can't make enough money to even survive right now in today's
Right.
economy.
Yep.
So that's just my 2 cents. But all right, let's get back into these grievances here. Owens,
Sir,
hit me with something.
on which one?
I don't know. What do you got?
I'll run.
I don't know what your list is.
I've got a motor company grievance,
Oh boy.
and especially when the M8 came out, I would say and I know probably for those guys, it's the bottom line of a production line.
Are you going to be the 80-year-old man sitting at the end of the bar saying,
Back in my day, no.
Twin cam was the best motor Harley ever made?
Hey, we were there when we were like, what's this M8 back in 2017? I'll never forget that. We were just sitting in here, dude, twin cam.
Twin cam was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, we thought that was the greatest thing, and then the M8 just changed everything. But with the M8, the changes they did, all the plastic that they put in that motor, with the intake, with the breathers,
Lifter guides.
yeah, the lifter guides has made 0 sense to me. And then not only that, you've got cheap plastic parts in a motor. You've got their tolerances. I mean, we've seen crank tolerances. The one we did on a brand new bike, 5,000 miles, 20 thou out.
On the pinion shaft, yeah.
It's not making any sense. And that one to me, the motor company wants to bring riders in, but yet they're not keeping up with industry standards. Like, you see some of the other, like Indian. I mean, Indian rolling inverteds, good suspension. Not sure about all their ins and outs, but
Overhead cam stuff, like
yeah. So I mean, that
I mean, would you really want to see that, Steve? Or
mean
fucking
Fred?
overhead cam
Whatever.
Harleys.
What's your name again?
Bill?
Sorry, Fred. I called you Steve. Would you really?
It's an elevation.
We were just talking about this earlier. Like the overhead cam stuff is like
I mean,
it
they have
revs
the-
13,000 RPM. Like
Yeah,
it's
they-
so much more
They've got the
together.
the
But
Rev
it doesn't.
Max
You
motor.
can't get the sound from that. You know what I mean?
I mean, let's just say hypothetically that 2024 rolls around and Harley releases a Road Glide with a Rev Max motor, the Pan America motor in it, or whatever. Would you be a potential buyer? Would you be interested? Would you buy it?
Probably not,
Why not?
because I like the sound first of all of the pushrod motors. Like you can't get that from an overhead cam motor. The Honda Shadows with the drag pipe proves that.
Even if you just take the rear fender off and call it a bobber,
No,
still doesn't sound that way.
no, I just can't.
Or if you take the front fender off.
But like, I don't know, man. Those Indians are pretty badass. They got a lot of power and they're really dependable.
maybe we're gonna find out though with that CVO because now
Yeah, but that's
I
not,
want to
over,
say
that's not overhead cam.
no. Hold on. What I'm saying is as far as Harley looked like they brought their A game with the new CVO. We're talking inverted front, the Brembo brakes, like the no kidding the race brakes. I mean that screen on the fairing. There's no. I mean that's interesting, but
The heads.
yeah, I mean this variable valve timing. I mean it's going to be hopefully somebody's going to fork up and get
It's
one.
the
in
same
here and see what's
conversation
up.
we were having when they had the M8s come out. Like, well, we don't
Yeah.
want any of that shit. But it turned out they're pretty badass and they got a lot of horsepower.
Yeah.
I mean, I was right there. I mean, like I said, I honestly, in 2017, I thought I was going to be the 80-year-old man sitting at the end of the bar talking to the young kids about that the twin cam was the greatest motor
Yeah.
that Harley ever made, and the rest of it's all shit.
Yeah.
We all know those guys that, oh yeah, the shovel head's the best motor Harley ever made. It's like, okay, old timer, you know what I mean? But I mean, I was flipped pretty soon. I mean, it took us a couple of years
Yeah.
to really dive into M8s here at our shop. Being in the aftermarket world, we're usually a couple years behind.
Right.
Really getting to get our hands on them and dive into them and play around with them and start doing performance upgrades and stuff. But I mean, I'm a believer. I love it, but I don't know. I don't know if I would buy an overhead cam liquid, fully
Right.
liquid cooled.
Like the
Motor.
V-Rod. They thought that was going to be all badass, but they suck.
Which one?
V-Rod. They
Some
didn't last.
people
Straight
love them.
fast though.
Some
I mean,
people
They didn't
love
last.
They're fast.
yeah, straight
And they
fast.
rev to what? 12,000 RPMs?
Yeah, but they ain't it ain't fun. It's
No, you ain't leaning in that thing.
I don't think
kind of like a jet bike.
the thing is the V-Rod lacked that nostalgia,
Exactly.
Americana,
Right? Of the 45-degree
45 degree push rod, potato sound. Like, just, let's see it do it.
Oh, break it.
No, let's do it.
We need TJ. TJ, where you at? We need TJ on that one.
You've gotten pretty good. Always.
Potato.
No, it just doesn't have it. I just don't, I don't know that I would, I mean,
That's
I
what
wouldn't
a
be
lot
a
of people
fan.
like about the Harleys.
But then on the other side of the table are all the guys who are saying that they would never buy a Harley because they're old technology and they're just an
Right.
outdated design.
Yep.
And when are they ever going to get with the times? So what's the right answer? I don't know. I mean, I just think that probably for the 6 of us here in the room, I don't know that we would love Harleys the way we do if they sounded like a Kawasaki. I mean, I would think that the reason you're all sitting here at this table tonight, you included,
I don't know.
do not sit, don't
Jordan
sit.
seems like more of a Suzuki Honda guy.
He rides his
Just look
Honda,
at him.
rides his Honda Shadow to work every day.
But he has to park out back.
Honda Shadow with no front rear fender. I love you, Jordan.
At least somebody
really do.
does.
I think he was staring at you because he wants you to say it
Yeah,
back.
Jordan.
He wants you
Can't
to
you
say it back.
Can't you say it back?
I love you. You can't do it.
You can't say it?
I got a grievance that's kind of like motorcycle related, but kind of outside of the industry a little bit. And I was actually having this conversation just tonight with my physical therapist.
Huh.
Yeah, believe it or not. Is that funny?
Physical therapy.
What's so
Yeah,
funny?
physical therapist, not
funny.
just therapist.
It's not funny, but odd.
Why do insurance companies discriminate against motorcycle racers? Why do they have a hard time paying for? Wait, you got something to say, Jordan?
Because they're almost definitely going to crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
crazy and they're
going to have
no.
to pay out.
No, like
Every weekend they're going to pay out.
Jordan over here thinks that they're most definitely going to crash. Is that
No.
a personal attack, Jordan?
No, it's just a high risk.
Okay,
They're
so
crazy
let me
and
ask
they're
you
loose.
this. Like, if you were to go out and play football,
That's a high risk too.
it's high risk, but they don't discriminate against a football player.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
Those guys can't do
No,
anything.
like if you're a little league football player, or if you're like playing flag football on the weekends with your fat buddies,
But
like
but Little
pay-
League is not getting insured, man. They're not getting paid.
I know, but what he's saying
they're
is
not-
like, one of my kids goes out, like my daughter Harley at recess, like falls off the monkey bars and breaks her wrist, like there's no issues. Or one of your kids is
Yeah, they'll
playing
break-
organized sports and breaks a bone, like all of the insurance doesn't even question it.
Gotcha.
Severity is the same usually.
I mean, she broke her arm.
I mean, Jared busted his collarbone and needed surgery and pins
Oh,
snowboarding.
I see where you're going.
But why, if I do it on a motorcycle racetrack, do they not want to pay out? So I'm here to just kind of like speak for all the motorcycle racers out there that we're being discriminated against.
And
By the
Tony has
insurance-
Yeah,
a
that's
petition
horseshit.
he'd like you to sign.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well,
As a middle-aged white male, he's just wanting to be discriminated.
Yeah. I mean, I carry my white privilege card in my wallet, but it doesn't seem to work in that case.
we just got canceled. It's over.
Send all emails to Tony at tuckerspeed.com.
YouTube just dropped us.
Let me get Tori's HR complaint. Where's the trash can at?
No, that's just mine. I mean, I've had my fair share of injuries on motorcycle racetracks, and insurance company battles. And it's like, why will they pay out for a football injury or a dance injury or a snowboard injury? But if it's a motorcycle race, they have a problem with it. So all the
So
insurance.
along those same lines, I have a grievance.
Oh, geez.
Like, I do books for a motorcycle shop. I'm not a nurse, but I've been given the opportunity of being a nurse the last 3 months. So thank you very much for that. Now I'm skilled in multiple areas. So
Nice.
if anyone needs help,
So it
you
was
let
good
me
to
know.
learn something.
I'm going to need a drink.
She can. Tori's is well versed at wiping backsides now.
No. No, that has never happened.
Nope.
What?
He still has the itchy butt.
I needed her to, but she said no.
That's not fair.
No, but let's just put it out there. So let's get
sickness and
just a
health.
little bit personal.
Oh, geez.
No, so there's not much that, I mean, okay, there's a lot of things that I truly hate. I'm a pretty difficult person, I'll just say that. But I hate feet,
It's finally coming out.
okay? I hate feet. I hate my children's feet.
Where's this going?
You're gonna find out. I already told you this story. I think babies' feet are cute up until they're about 3 or 4 and they're wearing socks every day and start walking. After that,
My
I don't
feet are
wanna-
beautiful like baby feet.
Second source of income.
on him.
No. So with all these injuries, we get him home from the hospital. I'm doing all the medicate. I'm waking up every 2 hours. I'm moving his leg when he needs to. One night he has I don't want to say the nerve, but he said, okay, he has the nerve to say, can you do me a favor? My foot is really dry.
Was it?
Oh, I think it was dry as a motherfucker.
And I was like,
Solid? It wasn't
yeah,
solid?
no. And then, grievance number 2, when he says, will you do me a solid? I hate that phrase. But anyways, he sa's, will you do me a solid? And I just like look at him, like my blood's
Wait, what?
boiling. And I was like, what do you need? Will you please put lotion on my foot? And I'm like
Lotion on the skin.
with my bare hand, like, so not only do I exfoliate and then wipe down and then lotion his foot, I get ready to walk away. And he's like, wait, one more thing. I'm like, yes, dear. And people, like, I'm not the softest, most nurturing person. So I'm like, what the do you
don't
want
say.
now?
You don't say.
He says to me, it's really dry in between my toes.
It was.
And so I said,
Oh, lap it up, Jordan.
I'm like, not
Lap it
my
up.
problem, fool. Like,
I'm gonna call you next time, Jay.
I had to run my fingers in between these toes on feet that I don't like.
Now you know how those Asian girls feel when you show up.
That's why they're like, that's what they're saying. They're like, this bitch.
Why you have no boyfriend?
Oh, you so pretty. Why you no boyfriend?
Can't trust those ladies.
But yeah, that was a grievance. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to just run my fingers
I don't know if
through
it was
your
such
toes.
a good idea that Jordan talked you into being on this podcast now.
Let's hear some more stories with the Tucker household.
No,
Come
let's
on.
not.
Let's do
That's
it.
when it gets good.
Let's
Did
not.
he ask you to paint his toenails too?
No, but like before doctor appointments, I'm like, I know you can't reach your foot. I hate feet, but you're not going in with toenails like that.
Did you
So get the grinder. Yeah,
Straight
Dumb and
down.
Dumber.
Oh.
Sparks everywhere.
Poor Tony.
Well, that was fun.
Well, that was a good one.
Thanks for just airing that out there into
I need some more of
the.
these, man.
But now his
You got
feet look
tissues?
great.
You need tissues.
I mean, I couldn't reach my foot. What'd you
Nobody-
expect?
You got the
Then
crutch.
don't wreck.
Got the crutch.
All comes down to the feet.
Yeah.
Don't wreck.
We just needed one of those like dinosaur little clippy things that like you could have just put
Do they sell those?
something.
Let's move on from this.
use
group.
No, let's not.
No,
Let's keep going.
move on.
Let's keep going.
Let's move on from
Let's
Tori.
go post-accident grievances. Let's
I've
keep
heard
hearing.
enough of Tori's grievances. Back over to the other side of the table here.
Oh, man.
Come on, guys, hit me, save me with something.
Steve's got more.
Come on, Butler. Get that legal pad. Let's go.
Could you guys stop turning the volume down on the phones?
What, you can't hear it?
No, I can hear the phone ring, but then I go to answer it.
Oh, you mean like the speaker volume?
Tucker Speed, how can I help you?
What was that?
What? Speak up! You know, I get mad. I'm like, I hate when people don't speak up, man.
No,
Like, who am
that's
I even
her.
talking
She's
to?
the one that does that. She's the one that turns the volume down.
And then the next call happens, and it's the same way. And then one more, and I realize I've got to turn the volume up on the little phone. And
Steve's over there like,
that's one.
what?
Yeah,
You're gonna have to call back.
I'm frustrated at the whole situation. I'm not even angry at that person. You know, I'm really not angry that I can't hear. Just the whole situation.
Get some
I'll
hearing
work
aids.
on that.
Get some hearing aids for
Turn the
Butler over
volume
here.
back up.
I've had 3 sets, man. This last one is broken,
Get the
and
miracle ear. I mean,
Get
come
it
on.
fixed.
I mean, it's
Miracle
on the
ear?
Yeah, it's on the infomercials, man. You guys don't watch those at night?
You're
Am I
not
the only
awake
one?
for
Oh,
infomercials.
No, that's right. I'm normally, my grievance is, dude, we got 8 minutes because it's about bedtime.
What?
So let's wrap this thing up. What is going on? No
I
cell
don't know.
phones.
I don't know what
Tucker.
happened to my phone.
No
Sorry.
cell phones.
Interesting video that you were just watching.
Any more grievances?
More grievances.
Boats and hoes.
Just go save them.
About trends, motorcycle trends.
Trends? You want to talk about motorcycle trends? I don't know. What, you got any trends that you don't like, Jay? You kind of already talked about one.
Yeah,
the,
I mean,
the
one,
Dixon
I mean,
flannel.
and it's not, like I said, not a knock on Dixon.
What
I
about
mean,
big wheel baggers?
garbage? Garbage. About like big dogs.
They were cool
big
for a
wheel
minute.
baggers are the people that ride them.
If you want to go straight,
Let's just talk big wheel baggers. Let's
Okay,
leave the
okay.
people out of it. We already hacked on the people
Yeah.
enough. Let's talk about big wheel baggers. Fred, you've worked on a couple. You've been around for a half century or so.
They're cool riding on the highway, but around town they're not very fun.
Jordan says no, they're not.
Like not on like a twisty highway, but like a straight highway, they're cool.
They're not even cool in a parking lot.
Not very nice.
Have you ever had a big wheel bagger, Fred?
No. I have a 21 on my bike. That's big enough.
I know, that's like borderline. It's like a 21 what are you looking at, my bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 21.
Yeah.
I might be guilty.
It was cool
That's
back
a
then.
performance bagger with a
It was
21.
cool back then, but 19s are cooler now.
Yeah, it's a performance 21. It's different.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. They clean.
Well, the wheelie guys like them 21s too because they look cool. Mm-hmm. Like that.
Yeah, but those
18-inch
guys are never
rears.
using their front wheel.
There's one. There's one we can talk about. The stunt guys.
Stunt guys. Oh boy. As much as we love the stunt guys,
Stunt guys are cool.
they are cool. And a lot of them are fun to hang out with and party with.
Yep.
They're
So they
not
don't-
so fun to work on their motorcycles. Because what do they all do to their motorcycles?
They beat it till it dies.
Beat the shit out of it until it blows up. And then who's left to fix the problems? Yeah, you're looking at them.
Yep.
No, stunt scene, I mean, is another trend that, I mean,
That's cool.
Do you think it's a trend?
they're
Like,
all
as far- I
trends.
just
I mean,
mean as far
everything's a
as,
trend.
like-
I mean,
I
it's
think
just
it's a skill set that you really got to work to get
Yeah.
good at, and it's not something you're just going to stop doing.
That's
I
the
think they do a
Right.
better job than like the motor company at getting the younger crowd.
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely.
I mean? Like,
It really is pushing, just like Bagger Racing League, it's pushing things to the limit. It's making people develop new parts, sturdier, stronger. Well, why do my rear sprocket bolts keep shearing off? They're not going to settle for, because
Right.
you're rapping out and banging off the rev limiter for 3 hours in
Yeah.
a row. You know what I mean? They're like, well, make it better. And somebody will.
Yeah.
And just, they could stack tires a little bit better.
that's a grievance, yeah.
Seriously.
Those guys stealing our tires and
Yeah.
making
oh
a
yeah,
mess of
that's
the
a
tire
grievance.
stack.
If you're gonna steal tires out of our tire stack, just
Stack them back up.
stack them back up, please.
Yeah, you get a
Yeah,
free
please
tire.
take
You can
them.
stack
Yeah.
them back up.
Yeah.
Take every one that you dig out. Don't just take the one at the bottom and leave the rest just thrown everywhere. Just stack them back up,
Please
please.
stack them back up. You getting a free
Whether
tire.
you're a stunt guy or just a dude who can't
Even if
afford
it
another
is 10
tire.
years old.
Yeah.
That's
still
you,
a new
Braden.
tire. Get it.
That's you, Braden. If you watch,
Boy, you're calling somebody.
I'm calling
You're
Braden
really
out.
singling out one individual here.
I love Braden. I do.
No.
But stack them back up.
Do we got any more grievances?
Tori has lots of shit.
I mean,
Tori has a lot. I mean, I mean, it's like every time we go home, I hear about another grievance. So I know
Well,
she's
they're
got
usually
them.
with you though, so that's why you hear
This
about
is your
it.
opportunity to.
Yeah, let's get
This is
some
your
tea
opportunity
grievances.
to put it on
Yes.
tape.
I've got more.
Ooh, wait, Jordan's got more. You got more than Tori?
You
Jordan
got a
doesn't-
couple you
I've
want to.
received more.
Oh,
More grievances have been about.
Let's see.
but your first name don't count. That's all I saw. Was just
Jordan, if you don't have a mic,
Jordan.
you don't get to have
Wait, I got a
grievances.
suggestion.
I'm not even trying to have. I'm just saying they're all about me.
I think there needs to be more frame specialist shops. Because these frames, like someone will go out and get in a little accident and then their frame's twisted, but you can't really tell until you put it on like a laser measuring device and their bike rides like shit and it vibrates and you can't tell until you measure that thing like a frame machine for a car. But they don't have very many of those for motorcycles. And I was watching this one guy, he's in California, I think. Ground Zero Cycles, he's got like all the lasers and all that stuff, and like he fixes a lot of stuff. The frame rails get off, like somebody gets smacked in the front, you can't tell it's bent, but then the neck's off like 2 degrees, and the bike like just doesn't handle right, and people can't figure it out. Like
So is that a grievance with the industry?
that's a grievance with the industry
Or with
because
us.
it needs to be more
Common?
shops that like specialize in that.
Do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think that there's enough?
Because what
Yeah,
are
I
you
got a
gonna
lot
buy?
of problems with you people.
What are you gonna buy a new frame? Like you can't just go out and buy a new frame all the time.
Well, that's probably when people just say, "Hey, I'm going to just let it total out,"
And then they
they'll
just
get a
total
new
it
one.
out. It's over.
You know?
Like it goes to scrapyard and it's over.
Yeah.
And then someone else buys it and they're riding it around trying to figure out why it rides like shit. You could still fix it.
But for how much money? Like, I mean, what's the kind of money we're talking about here?
I'll bet you, I don't know for sure, but I bet you that guy probably charges around $2,000 to straighten a frame that's been wrecked.
But does that
Putting
include
it back together.
Does that
And that's
include
cheaper than buying a
stripping
new
it?
frame and taking it all apart and putting it back on. He could do it with the motor and all that stuff right in there and straighten it up.
I guess
And it
Fred's got
saves the bike.
a good grievance. Something we'll have to look into, Fred.
I think. I don't know.
I think
We had a guy in Phoenix that would do that, but there's nobody here that does it.
What about
Freddie would do it.
buying motorcycles for projects
Oh,
that never get done?
Excellent idea.
Like spending an insane amount of money on
you
bikes.
like the idea of buying them and not getting them done?
Yeah.
Because that's my
Well, they
that's
kind of
my
did.
MO.
I mean, he did use that
Just
front
buy
end
them,
on the tractor.
Start the project,
That
It's like a
one.
savings account.
That's another
push
grievance.
it into the back, and then buy another. That's the way I like to do it.
That monoshock
Actually,
sporty.
Fred actually brought that up today. He's like, he's like, what's he gonna do with that softail frame?
Why are you throwing stones over here?
Come on, Fred. I feel like you got a lot of internal
No, that's not
grievances.
Just ask
grievance.
a
I was
question.
like, what are we
He
going to
just
do with the
Just
softail?
ask the
Like, let's
softail.
do something cool.
with the jig that you had made.
Yeah, that
He's
motorcycle
like, is
you
he-
bought so that you could pay someone to build that jig that's also sitting back there.
Yeah,
He's
I
waiting
mean,
for an idea, right?
yeah, I'm
It's
just.
all in his head. It's all right.
I mean, you don't got to bug me about it every 6 months. I'm gonna get to it.
And it's been longer than
I'm
6
going to
months.
change the light bulb.
Yeah, like I'll get to it when I'm ready. I'm just looking for the right inspiration.
Okay.
So just
Be patient.
like
is what you're
it's
saying?
okay right where it's at. Like it can be put on the back
Can't
burner.
rush an artist.
Yeah.
Or what about
you're
putting?
You
You'll
think
ask
Michelangelo painted all those paintings like overnight?
You can ask questions, you just can't rush it.
Do you think that Mona Lisa was painted in 2 days?
Oh boy.
Were you thinking of that name the whole time?
I don't know who painted the Mona Lisa.
Wait, who?
Do you know?
Yeah.
Who?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, that guy. Do you think he just like dreamed that up and made it happen in like 2 days?
He could
Yeah,
have.
I
A
think
lot of
so.
people
He
think
was
he was an
pretty
alien.
Come on,
Pretty
Steve.
amazing.
Whose
Think
team
he
are you
did.
on, Steve?
He picked the
Actually.
first chick off the street.
It probably took him at least took 5 or 6 years, probably.
Easily.
What about putting a front end on a tracker that's worth more than the bike itself? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that sounds like a.
and then wrecking said tracker.
I think it sounds like some really sound financial advice.
There was a part, it was overlooked.
Answer me this. I put that front end on, and I was
The night
fastest
prior.
in qualifying.
and you
is
was
that-
fastest in that wall too.
No. Yes or no? Yes or no?
You were fastest in
No.
qualifying.
Yeah, this is a yes or no question.
Yes.
What? No, I haven't answered the question. Asked the question yet. Was I fastest in qualifying
Yes.
with that said front end on it?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I want.
Wait, now
know.
you just yes or no. Did you hit a hay bale with that front end? Yes or no?
Yes.
The next lap, did you hit a wall with that front end?
the next lap,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't
He
get to see.
launches the bike, airborne, ghost rides it, and then next lap, yeah, you restart, right? And then did you even complete a full lap before you
No, he was
greeted
on-
the wall?
I think it was
on
about
turn two.
1.5 turns.
Yeah, he was-
Did you
yeah.
see how well it absorbed when it came back
Yeah,
down
see?
with that suspension?
could have been
What,
worse
what-
with the old front end.
Was it his leg?
I
that
thought it
took
was
all
his
the-
knee that really absorbed and
Are we talking about
His knee
the
didn't
first one or the
absorb
second one?
just
Yeah.
both.
Hey, let's move on from this topic.
Well, let's keep it going. What's next? What's next, Harris?
Oh, Jordan chiming in
he's
without
raising his
him.
hand.
Without him, that's another one of my grievances. Jordan refuses to put a mic in front of him on these podcasts. He always blames it on me and my pocketbook. But anyways, let's hear it.
It's
Jordan.
unlimited.
This guy.
Softball to stage kits, referring to parts in stages.
All right. So Jordan's grievance.
Jordy loves that one.
He is.
Stage 5.
He just hates it. Let's talk about it.
He lit me up about it earlier.
Stage kits for your motor. Stage 1, stage 2.
Oh,
I heard it doing
stage
today.
3.
The
Stage
terminology,
five.
is that what you're mad about?
Huh?
Stage 5.
Just referring to your motor as stage kit.
Like if I rolled in with my big wheel bagger and told you I got a stage 6 in it,
Yeah.
what would you think?
I'd be like, what
Wouldn't even
does
know.
that even mean?
I would say cool, man.
Exactly. What would Steve say?
So awesome.
It is awesome, right?
See?
Because
he's
whatever
like
stage 6
customer
is
oriented.
like it's
Yeah.
got. I mean, it's stage 6 is like way better than stage 5. Mm-hmm. And like,
Not very many
4
people have one.
Okay, but what is it?
I wonder
We
what
don't-
stage 5
it's a
is that I
stage-
heard today. 'cause I
it's
don't
a
even know
It's
what that
stage
is.
6.
I think it
I don't
depends
even
on
know
who
what a
you're
stage
talking
3
to.
is.
Like,
I mean,
I don't think anybody knows what a stage 3 is. A lot
Yeah.
of people will probably give you the same answer for a stage 1 or a stage 2 or a stage 4. Very rarely are you going to get the same answer for what do you think is a stage 3? A waste of time.
it's stage 3, bro. I mean,
Bro.
Go straight from 2 to 4 and then 6.
I just bought this bike off of the local classifieds, and it's got a stage 5 in it, bro. Like, it's probably making like 200 horsepower.
Easily.
I can't even like twist the throttle, and it's just wheeling like all the way up the freeway.
Wide glides will do that.
I mean, like if I drop it off to you, are you going to be able to like test ride it without
I mean-
wrecking
will
it?
handle it.
I might have to let the senior mechanic over here.
I don't even
run
know if
that one,
I don't
or
even
the
know if
racer.
old man Fred can handle the stage 5 because
Fred
I
probably
know.
can't reach the ground.
I mean, who's
Stage,
going to pay for my injuries?
not me, bro.
Yeah.
I told you it was stage 5.
Insurance probably won't cover it either.
No, not if it's a stage 5.
You have any more, Jordy?
No, I mean, stages, like, I mean, what is stage 4, stage 3, stage 2? What is it? I mean, it's whatever you think it is, pretty much. It doesn't really mean anything in the real world. It's just a marketing ploy put on by, is Fred okay in the bathroom? Holy shit. There's noises coming out of the
I think
bathroom.
he's remodeling.
Fred, you can take a piss, but you can't do number 2 during the podcast.
You okay, Fred?
You need a beer?
I'm good.
Hey, wait, real quick.
was
Speaking of bathrooms and
Was that a
grievances,
long time?
Fredward,
What?
Steven, everybody, grievances. Speaking of bathrooms, put the toilet paper on the roll the correct direction. I am so tired of having to walk in there and fix it for you fools.
And speaking of grievances,
I can't even respond to that because I have a problem with that
They're all
too.
looking at you like, it wasn't me.
Seriously.
I do have a problem
Harris,
with
when you're
that, too.
done,
I
put the
can't
lid
do it
back
the
up.
wrong way.
I mean, come on. Put the lid back up.
Had to been.
It hangs from the front.
Had
Well,
to been
or,
Nate.
yeah, I mean, I don't
Nate
know
did it.
how. I mean, wipe your pubes off the seat. I don't want to. I do it. I have to clean it up at home. I don't want to have
Those
to do
are
it
from
here.
customers.
Those are my pubes.
What?
I'll own it.
What's really going? What happened? I was only gone for like a minute.
Well, we heard you remodeling the bathroom, and it got us thinking about the restroom.
I was making too much noise in there.
And thanks for cleaning the saw bathroom, by the way.
You know, about the stage kits,
Let's
bring it back.
Let's get back to Jordan's grievances
In a
about
way-
stage kits.
I kind of like the way that maybe it's a new rider, right? And they come in and they want a stage 2. Sometimes it's nice because it allows us to explain to them their options for what they're looking for. Most likely, if they're coming at you with a stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, they have seen it in a pamphlet or advertised from a dealership because it's easy, it's quick. You know what I mean? It's going to cost you $4,200. Bring it in, we'll get you a stage 2, send you out the door, and your bike's going to be a little bit more powerful. And so when you actually get a chance to talk with somebody who maybe is not that aware of the possibilities or the parameters, I should say, of what a stage 1 or a 2 is, and let them know what kind of options are out there versus it's not just a boxed up package deal. Like you're going to purchase a stage 2, you know, and you're going to get the same stage 2 as this other guy.
That sounds too cookie cutter.
Yeah, it is. And it's easy in you know, big time manufacturing or dealerships who are pumping things in and out and just trying to make things simple, keeping it simple, turning a buck. And so if someone comes up to us and they're saying, I want a stage 1, the first question is, so your bike is stock? And they're like, I don't know. And so we can walk out and look at the motorcycle and explain a little bit about an air cleaner and an exhaust. And that's where it starts, you know, and then we talk about riding style. What kind, you know, where do you sit? Do you ride with your passenger all the time? You start laying these options out for them, and if it's helpful to them and they feel like they're learning something, they're more inclined to, you know, be much more interested in what's out there for that kind of motor work. And overall, I think they're going to be much more happier with what is installed in that bike when they know what they're choosing, what kind of cams or what exhaust, things like that. So I get a chuckle out of the stage stuff, but in a way, I kind of appreciate it when someone walks in with, I want a stage 2. Usually I know what they're referring to, and it's kind of nice. It's a good start.
So if you had to vote to do away with stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or keep it, what's your vote? Fred?
I would say keep it because that's a Harley dealer, a Harley deal. So then when they come out to branch out to us, that we can explain to them, like he said,
Ask
them what their riding style is, what they're looking to achieve. Do they ride the canyons? Do they like to drag race up and down the road? Like, what's their deal? Mm-hmm. And then we can direct them in the right path to get them what they want.
What I'm hearing from you guys is they walk into a dealership and say, I want a stage 4. The dealership's going to say, cool, stage 4 is what you're getting.
Yeah,
here's where you
packaged
get
up 131.
They don't know what it is.
No.
They just know they got a stage 4.
But if a customer walks
But they walk in here, they
and
know
says,
exactly what they're getting.
Yes, they'll walk in here saying, I want the stage 4. When they leave here on their motorcycle, they're going to go tell their friends, I have, an S&S 128 kit on here. I have Star Racing 3/4 race cam. I've got 5.38 fuel injectors, and they're just going to list off all of their parts, and they're going to know what's up, and they're going to feel a lot better.
So
about
you
what
just
they
you just
purchased.
armed that guy with a bunch of ammunition to ride down to the bar and impress all their buddies and everybody in the bar, because you just educated him on what he's actually getting, and he can walk down there and he can sound like he
Rather
is.
than the guy that says, I got stage 4, I'll whip your ass.
Yeah,
The guy says, oh, yeah? What do you got in your stage 4? I don't know. It's just stage 4.
and a 26-inch big front wheel.
All right, I like it.
Oh, boy. Air ride?
Like going around the table, how many people do you think you've talked to that have said, I have a stage 4, but that's all that they know about their motorcycle?
Many.
Exactly.
Exactly is not a number, Fred. Come on, Fred.
A number?
Yeah, number.
How many you know that have that versus how many emails I get about it?
Jordan gets.
I don't know a lot of people, but I could definitely say at least 10 people would
10?
say they have a stage, whatever.
going with
And they
100.
don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Easily 100.
Yeah, but we have to keep Fred kind of tucked in the back, hidden away from
I'm
the
not
public.
allowed to talk to a lot of people because I can't keep
Fred's a loose
my
cannon.
mouth shut.
Count how many each of his personalities know.
Fred,
I'm not
He talks to every one of them every day.
he talks to every motorcycle, but not every customer.
If you see him starting to swing a wrench, just mind your business.
And that's why we love Fred. That's why we love him. All right. Well, this podcast is getting long in the tooth, as they say.
Long in the tooth? What's long in the tooth? I've never
Well,
heard that
you've never
one.
heard long in the
I've
tooth,
not
old
heard
man?
long-
How about
I've not-
another grievance? You and all your weird sayings that half the time don't make sense. I made you explain
Long
one
in the
today
tooth
in
makes
the airport.
perfect sense.
What is long in the
Does it?
tooth?
I have a grievance on behalf of all.
Jordan's got another grievance. Let's hear it, Jordan. Let's hear it.
Tony's responsiveness and responding to questions with just a thumbs up or.
No, okay, so
Wait, no,
wait,
let's
wait,
let
this
them know
one?
what.
no. Let's set the scene. Jordan is sitting back here without a mic because I've asked him to put a mic in front of his face, but he just won't
Can
because
you give him a visual on his outfit?
he's sitting back there with a stupid Christmas sweater on.
Telling
With
us all to
a
speak
girl
up.
size.
Yeah, it's like he borrowed that sweater from his little sister.
But she's a hunter.
He doesn't have a sister.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't know it. Yeah.
Which makes it even
But
more
anyways,
weird.
Jordan is complaining about my responsiveness.
And anyone who's messaged with Tucker Speed
Or
What?
no, but if you message the Tucker Speed page, it's not my job to respond, right?
if they know you personally, if it's a personal message to you.
I thought he has his own number where they could push for TT.
That's if you call.
They are expecting that, though, right?
Yeah, everyone thinks they're talking to you.
They do.
So Jordan has a problem with how responsive I am on everything, he says.
Everything.
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 And if I respond with a thumbs up, that's not good enough for Jordan.
That gets Jordy fired up.
Really?
Jordan does not like the
He doesn't
thumbs
like a yes or no?
a thumbs up emoji. I'm just straight to the point. If it's can be answered with a yes or no.
What if the question's like, how many of these do we need?
Yeah, or like, do you like the red or the blue one?
I
And
just
Tony
like
just responds.
like the thumbs up emoji, and I just give you the go ahead to just thumbs up it.
Which I think plays into the lack of communication circling.
That was his grievance.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait, like Fred, I think me and Fred are on the same page here. Wait, about the lack of communication within these four walls that we call Tucker Speed.
No, it's within the world. A triangle from Tony out to the world.
Because like we say, Tone,
So going no.
this
Tony's
is
world.
Tony's
No,
world.
this is
We're
not my
just
world.
living in it.
No, this is bullshit.
He's getting spooled up.
look
Now,
at him. He's
the thing is
cleaning
you're either
his-
Team Tony or you're Team Jordan here, and you got to pick teams here.
What about Team Arnie? He was number one.
Oh, Jesus, right for the gut.
Now you're hitting me where it hurts, Owens.
Speaking of the other day, you were wearing an Arnie Wells
Yeah.
t-shirt.
He's number one.
He's a good dude.
Love A-Dub. You're right.
You're
for us
hitting me
next
right
year,
where
by
it
the way.
hurts, Owens. Right where it hurts. As
I'm
much as,
gonna wear a shirt tomorrow too. Again.
Free shirt.
He is.
I know. Yeah.
World's
Arnie,
nicest dude.
yep. If you don't know who Arnie Wells is, you should know because he's the.
Send him a DM and tell him to be on the podcast.
He just gives a thumbs up.
Yeah, that would be so awesome if you just responded with a thumbs up. All right.
Harris, let's hear another story of.
I just got to figure out like the fine line between like
Oh,
setting him
Let's get a
and
good one.
Yeah, you want to sleep on the couch tonight?
bitch, please.
I mean, you,
We both know that there will be no sleep. Neither one of us sleep on
Me
the
and
couch.
Fred will be
anymore
on the
when we
couch
fight.
here at the shop then.
just cuddled up.
Hold on,
On
we've
the
got.
love seat.
So our daughter's here, sitting in the back, but she just raised her hand. She wanted to throw something out.
Yeah, let's get Harley.
Front center.
Yeah, come
Let's
on,
hear it.
Harley.
Oh, you gotta go up there.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Now we're
Yes.
getting.
Stand next to Uncle
Yes.
Jay.
So if everybody, if you don't know, I have a wife and I have 3 daughters. I got too many women trying to tell me what to do
And
every
one
day
son.
in my life.
Okay.
This is Harley. She's my. How old are you? 16?
Ooh.
Yeah. Please just make it about Jordan, please.
So when he broke his knee and he gets mad at us for not wearing gloves, even though he's laying in bed while we're cleaning his leg.
Yeah, I don't want my leg to get infected.
So what, they
I
gotta,
know, but
wait,
no.
You're probably just wiping your ass and then cleaning my wounds.
You guys had to wear
No,
gloves.
so like we had the luxury of like the first injury with the pins in the leg, the external thing. We had to like clean around the pins that are going into his thigh bone and his shin bone. And it's like I've already been like waiting on him hand and foot, right? Like I drove him home from Durango. He's puking in buckets. I'm on the side of the road in the desert, rinsing these buckets out. Like I help him roll over in the middle. I do it all. I'm
It's
getting
all
ready
just
to
part of
clean his-
being married to a rock star. I'm sorry.
We'll touch on that. But no, he has the nerve to say to me as we're cleaning, could you please go put gloves on? It took everything I had to not just take the pillow, Jay, and just like, good night, R.I.P.
Do you want to wear masks too?
Right? I'm like,
Please.
yeah, just the nerve. Let's just say that.
So that's why when you do the whole snap with the gloves, you get all fired up. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, who else is going to clean it? Like, just lay there and shut your mouth and I'll do it the way I want.
Yeah, we need some more. Harley, you weren't authorized to leave. Get back up here. Want to hear some more?
You ever lived at a truck stop with him?
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Let's hear about that with Big Pun and its first mark.
Where Jordan and
No,
Tony
Jordan-
got to spend like
Jordan
what,
doesn't have a
4?
mic, so he has no grievances.
No mic, no grievance.
That's the rules of Festivus. Just ask Frank Costanza.
I'm also saving my energy for feats of strength.
For what?
Oh, we have feats of strength coming up at the end of.
Pizza.
Not
Steve, he can't hear.
Oh.
Just got one.
this guy and his bad ears. We said feet of,
He said pizza.
not pizza.
But keep in mind, Steve eats pizza 5 days a week, so I
As
can
soon as
see
they start
why.
selling at 10 o'clock.
Probably 7. Probably 7.
We say feet of,
It's like pizza.
and the deaf guy says pizza. Oh, we love you, Steve. We love you. No, has anybody else got any more grievances on their list? Internals? Come on, hit me with some internals. Jordan?
I wish I would have known about the internal things.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, Fred's got one.
There should be hot water in the mechanic's bathroom.
I thought there was.
There is.
Is there?
Yeah, it trickles. Yeah.
It's not even hooked up. What,
Is
you
the,
guys
is
high?
the mechanic's bathroom the saw bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sauce?
Saw bathroom.
Have you ever seen a movie?
It looks like the Saw bathroom. You guys have seen the movie
Saw
Saw?
slash
On that
Mark.
same note, maybe we should take the cups and plates and stuff out of the mechanic's bathroom as well, because I tell you what, you walk back there at just the right time for a cup.
I know
You're gonna put
Jordan
it
and I
right
have been
back?
calling it
After
the
Jordan
poo
blows
bathroom.
it up every morning. After
Telling Tori it's unsanitary.
Where do you want me? Look, can we put him in your office? Because my office is
Fantastic
like the
idea.
office, it's
there's
the server
poop air.
room, it's the break room.
There's
it's,
poop air on our cups and silverware.
Too late to go back now.
It's all covered.
Yeah,
Covered?
working on your immune
It's
system.
wide open in there.
That's why
We
none of
don't-
us needed COVID shots. We're immune. We're building strong immunity systems. We got strong bones over here.
Except Tony's.
I might have hollow bones. I've broken a couple in the past few years. All right, any more grievances? Owens, I know you got some. I know you got some.
I just wish
How
we would-
about JOs, like little one-liners that only he knows what they mean?
And when he says them wrong. When Jill fucks up a one.
What? I don't mess up any of them, man. They're,
You mess every one-liner
it
up.
is-
Highway.
it
He
is,
says
it
the
is
devil's
perfect.
highway.
Devil's
Jordan,
highway?
Jordan says it's the devil's driveway.
Yeah, I thought it was the Devil's Highway because that was off AJ. Remember the old AJ, the transmission guy?
No. You're mixing up like 3 different sayings. He said the Devil's Canyon, and he was referring to something totally
okay.
different than the Devil's
Yeah,
Driveway.
my bad. See, okay. I can't keep it all straight.
We're just good that Jordan doesn't have a mic right now because of the profanities he's spitting back there behind the cameras,
He's all fired up.
talking about the Devil's Driveway.
Jordan gave me 5. I'm just mad with the internal grievances because you didn't tell me about that. No, yeah, today.
You got five?
I gotta
Where's
have
the rest of them?
I gotta have.
I
at
knew
least
about it.
one- I gotta at least have 5 days.
Come on,
to
spit 'em
simmer.
out.
This is the worst Festivus ever.
Ever.
Nobody's appreciative of nothing.
Frank would be so upset.
George, come wrestle.
All right.
I just want to hear more of Tori's stories with Tony, man. This
No,
is
I don't want to
so
hear
good,
any
man.
more.
What about the Pittsburgh truck?
Oh, Jordan. Yeah, that's a good one.
My grievance
Your
with
grievance
the
with
Pittsburgh Police
the
Department.
Pittsburgh Police Department, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
straight busted.
You
so
write
we
on my
were
notepad.
driving from the racetrack in Pittsburgh back to the Airbnb, and yeah, there were 10 of us. I'm driving the truck, and everybody else is just wadded in.
Why were you driving?
Because I have to do everything.
There was
Oh.
2 or 3 people in the back, and the rest were in the front.
Yeah, it
Right?
was me,
I mean, I was
Jody, and what,
probably the only
Nate,
one that hadn't
I think.
been drinking by that point.
Oh, we did a podcast. Another one of those things that Jordan makes me do every night.
So you were sulking because you had to do a podcast, so I had to drive us back. And got pulled over because it is illegal in Pittsburgh to have people in the back of the truck. But the cop was super rad because he just let us all wedge in the cab. We drove back to the Airbnb.
No. I have a grievance with that.
He let you wedge into the cab, or he forced you all to cram in there?
Well, no,
yeah.
he-
We didn't have a choice.
I mean,
I don't
Yes.
even though like there wasn't enough seatbelts for everybody, so it
There
was
was
like he
10
kind of let
people
us.
in a 5-passenger truck.
Yeah.
There was like 8
He's
people
like,
in the
I don't
back
care
seat.
how many people in the front, nobody in the back.
So yeah, he was nice enough to let us get off without a ticket.
That's what I meant, like,
But-
or to make us like wait there and like take you guys back in shifts.
But I got a grievance because that is not what happened after that very fine policeman let us drive off. We drove for another 30 minutes very uncomfortably because there were people sitting on people's laps. And we drove 30 miles in the wrong direction because someone
expected the
typed in the
Rocky
wrong
Mountains to be more
address
rockier than this.
into Google Maps.
I can't do it all the time.
That was J.O.'s fault.
I was in the back. I was in the back.
Passing the buck.
I know, but it was like you
It was
miss a
his
simple
phone
like
connected.
west or north, and it takes you somewhere else.
Oh, yeah,
Like
it's
that's my grievance.
Like 1,000
Yeah.
east rather than 1,000 west. And we were on the other side of town.
Yeah, lost.
Well, the reason why you guys got lost is you guys all have iPhones. Just get the Android.
Oh, you're-
But we didn't know.
Android is perfect.
That's another grievance of mine. People who have Androids.
What? Because green is the coolest color. I mean,
Just buy an iPhone, Owens, and we won't go the wrong direction anymore.
Green text.
Please. Buy an iPhone.
Was his phone.
I'm straight Android up.
Android.
Platform. That's
Green.
platform.
What do you got, Steve?
Green text.
See, Steve's green. Come on now.
No, mine's blue.
Oh, you're blue.
Yeah.
You're the only one, Owens.
Am I the only one?
That's because
It
you're
ruins
like,
everything.
At least I got that.
Got to be different.
Showing up.
Gotta be
I'm
different.
showing up to bike night with the Android. Only one probably. Everybody else is rolling iPhones and Dixons.
iPhones and Dixons.
yeah, you're wearing a Dixon, so is everybody else. Just buy an iPhone.
All right. See if I can get. I'll put that on my Christmas list for Santa.
How about here's a grievance. I already laid into JO for it. But do you guys do stockings for your wives?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or do you gentlemen let your wife wake up on Christmas morning with hers being the only limp, empty stocking hanging on the mantle?
I have a admission. Yes, I've done that the last 10 years, and I'm going to change this year.
Okay.
oh, you
I already
just
got yelled at.
Steve, you better be. Or,
got the
fuck, I just called him Steve
Instagram.
again. Fred,
Scolding the world.
Well, no, my sister-in-law shared something with me like on Facebook that just said like the mom's stocking is
And
the
it's
most
right.
useless like Christmas decoration
Right.
ever, and I totally
Fred.
agree.
Yep.
Fred, you just put that on camera, bro.
I'm going to change this year.
I've never done it,
Watch.
so
She said
I'm
it was
already
an
looking
intervention.
for items.
I'm already 30 years in, so I'm not changing now.
What? How many?
I'm probably at least 50. No,
50 what?
30 years since I've known my wife. Why turn over the leaf now? You know, just let it roll.
How long is it?
Keep that thing limp, man. You
It's
might as
always
well.
time to change.
There's no need
Always
to change.
room to improve, they say.
How many years has it been since you've been laid? 30
About
years?
30 since
Yeah.
the last time he filled her stocking.
How old's Jenna?
Oh, man. Way too many personal details being
I know.
aired out here on the interwebs.
Don't work at the family shop.
I don't know about Festivus. This might be the last Festivus for the rest of
Oh
us.
no, we got to keep it going. It's been good.
Yeah.
Explain part 2.
Part 2?
What is the feats of strength?
Oh, you're about to find out what the feats of strength are, Owens.
Dude, not from you. You or Harris. I mean, Harris is down
feats
to
of strength.
like 120 now. She can't.
like foot?
She can't pull nothing.
You got to
now.
beat
Watch
the
me.
head of no, Owens. You got to beat the head of household in a wrestling match. Who's the head of household around this place?
Harris.
I am.
Right
Good
now.
luck wrestling this gorilla. She's gonna have you in a half
of
Nelson.
couches-
See, her bear straps are no longer. She's done.
Tony wants to know if he can have a sleepover with one of you tonight because he's not coming in my home.
You got to beat the head of household.
So you beat the head house for the wrestling match. Festivus continues.
Yeah, Festivus cannot end until you beat the head of household.
Fred, are we beating King Kong's finger?
You what?
Oh, J.O.'s
We'll
gone.
save that one.
J.O.'s gone. He's done.
King Kong's finger.
Jordy, I know you have more grievances. Just spit them out. And
No,
on.
no. Jordan, my grievance is that Jordan doesn't have a mic.
I know, but I'm the head of household, so I decide.
Got overruled.
Another grievance, Tony, want to pick ugly colors on apparel?
On what?
Apparel.
Ugly colors on apparel.
No, that should
What
be
are
a
you talking about?
that should
That's
actually be
yours.
a grievance.
Write us ugly colors.
He did not put Hunter Orange on that camo.
Order in the court. Order in the court.
That is one of my.
Jordan's grievance is that I pick ugly colors on the apparel.
And he argues with me on cool colors, so.
Order, Jordan.
Guess whose name's on
One
the
more
apparel?
time and I'll have you escorted out of this courtroom.
By the gorilla.
by my personal assistant, the gorilla.
I thought it was a bear trap.
Jordan thinks that he has all of the best colors. Now, our number one seller is going to be our newly dropped. No. You don't take credit for it.
Which one?
The camouflage hoodie.
It's not, because it's not hunter orange. He didn't put. You guys did not put hunter orange in that thing.
Camo hoodie and the cream color and which logo is the on the
Jordan's just trying to ride my coattails.
say the middle finger logo, which I also drew.
That's a different point. That's a different topic. But
Well, that's all.
I've got the trend-setting style, and
Hence his outfit right now.
the trend-setting style, and Jordan just isn't okay with it, and that's just the way it is.
With the green
Jealousy's a bitch.
pants. Yeah.
They're talking about your purple and yellow Dixon that
The
you wear at the
Kobe.
races with the green pants and usually a bright orange
The-
beanie. Or
Yeah,
Yeah, if
Yep.
anyone's ever seen that, they'll know the trend-setting style thing is.
The other day,
it's very trend-setting. It's very trend-setting.
nobody else is doing it.
I mean, the
What
thing
throws
is
me off when he doesn't wear the exact same thing on that.
The best is when he's accidentally matching and he leaves the house and he's so upset about it. The other day he left, he had checkers on, camo.
I saw
And
that
plaid.
just
plaid.
the other day.
I had all the three essentials: checkers, plaid, camel.
Did you say
And-
camel?
Sounded like camel.
Yeah, camel.
I like camels.
Like camel.
Sounded like camel.
Is that the kind you smoke?
Camel camo.
I'm sorry, but that part of the
He
problem.
said he says, "I like camels."
Part of the problem with being a trendsetter is just dealing with the haters
And
slash
waiting for
Jordan.
people to follow. We're
And
still
it-
waiting.
They'll get there eventually, and eventually they'll have to eat crow and say, "You know what? You were right."
Is that,
But-
is that what's going on?
That's just
For
part.
me.
Is that what's next?
No, that's
Is
mine.
that what you ordered next?
All right,
Real funny.
order in the court here. It's time to end this podcast and move on to the feats of strength. Who's going to fight my gorilla assistant over here
I'm gonna.
No, it's got to be you.
and
Like,
end Festivus for the
they
year?
don't want to hurt me. Like, you're the one they want to, like,
Is it right
really
now?
do down.
Are we gonna do it right,
Right now.
now.
I'm going to strip down to my undies,
Ooh.
and you got to pin me for 10 seconds,
Just
Owens.
grab his
Harris.
chest hair.
Is this
Harris.
PPV?
Harris.
Is this what?
Pay per view?
Yeah.
Yeah, going to pay-per-view. Nope. That's it. I'm calling it.
J.O., get your new pad.
That is the end. This has been the Festivus Built Different podcast with Tucker Speed, with Fred, Steve, J.O., my gorilla assistant Tori. We're gonna move
Keep
on.
saying it. No, keep saying it.
Oh man, this is
Just-
not going well.
Hey, the couch here at the shop's pretty comfy.
You're about to find out.
And the Fireball Dragon.
Yeah, me and this fireball will have a good time. Nope. Hope you've enjoyed it. Until next year, when we celebrate Festivus again. Thanks for everybody tuning in. And we're gonna move on to the feats of strength. Are you ready to go, Jay? Let's
go.
Let's go.